Good morning, guys. So I want to show you a little bit of my morning ritual here because this is something that I do every morning and it has become something that I actually genuinely look forward to. I'm about to show you my favorite mushroom coffee and it is called Ryze. You may have heard of it before. So it's packed with adaptogens and it has mushrooms. It has cordyceps, reishi mushrooms, lion's mane, shiitake mushrooms, turkey tail, and king trumpet. So there's 2,000 milligrams of mushrooms, and in this one here, 48 milligrams of caffeine. I love this because it helps me be balanced in the morning. It helps with regulating cortisol, which is a really big deal with the central nervous system, as you know. And so I'm going to show you guys just a little bit of what I do here. I'm just going to show you guys. I'm just going to fill that much up in the cup. A new package. There's nothing like ripping open a new package of coffee, man. And you guys can see in there kind of what the mix looks like. We're going to take this aesthetic spoon that they sent us in the mail, and we're just going to scoop out one scoop. We're just going to put it in there. Now, the secret ingredient that I really like is Chobani coffee creamer. Not sponsored at all. I think this adds just a little bit of flavor. It smells so good, man. I just put, you know, about a tablespoon in there. This just helps add a little bit of flavor. And now you're probably wondering, well, okay, do you just stir it up with a spoon or how do you go about that? So I have, this is my favorite one I've had so far. This is a Keurig frother and it has like 3 different options. You can do a latte, a cappuccino, or manual mode. And so literally all we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this thing on and we are just gonna blend it all together here. I'll show you guys here when it's done. We like literally put in the perfect amount. So I'll just do this here for about 10 more seconds. Ah! Ah! We sped it up. You know what? This is real life. Could we have edited that out? Sure, we could have. But now here we are. I am human. And we're gonna clean this up. If you've hit subscribe to this channel, I am not one of those like put together influencers that like immaculately moves flawlessly. No, I spill my coffee probably 3 times a week. So this is pretty par for the course, not gonna lie. One thing I absolutely love about our camper is that the sink just moves just like that. So when stuff like this happens, I can literally just pull that off there and recalibrate. Oh, you're back there, girl. 55 years later, we have the finished product here. I'm gonna show you guys and we're just gonna go outside for a second and we're gonna talk about mornings and how I start my morning and things that make it successful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at those bubbles on top. Yeah, Bree, you wanna go outside? Okay, let's go on out and we're gonna talk about mornings. Okay, not me out here trying to not smell my coffee again, but that is so good. It never gets old, man. If you guys want the same coffee that I am drinking, I highly recommend it. The link is below and it's also right here. Give it a click, try it out, guys. I'm telling you, it is so worth it. I've done this coffee for about 30 days straight before, and I've noticed like my attention span's longer. I just feel way more alert. I actually take lion's mane, which is in this. Also, additionally, lion's mane has been one of the biggest things for me. It's a game changer. I will even notice when I don't take it that some days I'm like, wow, like I can't actually formulate sentences as well in the days when I do take it. But it's just really amazing how these natural found substances in nature can help us basically function better, help us regulate stress better, which is so needed, right? So let's talk about mornings really quick here. As we know, and if you follow me, you know that I'm really passionate about slowing down. because we live in a culture that is go, go, go. And one thing I do when I drink my coffee in the morning is that I drink it slow. And you might be asking, why is that? Well, it's very interesting actually. And this applies to your dog too here. So how we actually eat our food affects our digestion. So if we're eating really fast, it is actually going to inhibit proper digestion. Like you see people that scarf food down. And I grew up with people that would just scarf their food down. I was always the person that was sitting there with my plate and people be waiting on me. I just be taking my sweet time, you know. But how we approach food actually really drastically impacts our nervous system. So if I approach this cup of coffee and I'm just over here and I'm just chugging it, man. Okay. First of all, that sends a message to my threat detection center. Fight or flight. Go into fight or flight. Because speed activates. And there are times, like I said, there is healthy activation and there's unhealthy activation, right? Stress isn't the problem, it's the recovery from it. And there are definitely times when we do need to activate our bodies, and it's healthy. But when we approach food with this mentality of I gotta just chug this coffee or I gotta eat this whole plate of food, then we're sending a message to our body, and how it actually digests the food can be inhibited. And so that's why when I come out here and I drink my coffee, I'll just consciously take super slow sips, like painfully slow. My husband looks at me and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm slowing down. And so I do this and I actually notice how it does set the tone for my day. It's kind of like a ritual that I have every morning. I get my coffee and I come get out. I get natural sunlight because that is super important to set our circadian rhythms for the day. That affects our nervous system as well. And then I'll just drink this slowly. I'll eat my breakfast slowly. I try to limit screen time in the morning. Honestly, I'll just break it down. I'll tell you guys, these are some of my secrets for successfully starting your day and helping regulate your nervous system. So when I get up in the morning, if it was an ideal morning and I could do all the things right, which once again, you know what, we all have schedules, things happen. Sometimes we get woken up in the middle of the night, I get it. But if I had a morning when I could do all the things, I would first get up, I would get outside, I would get that morning sunlight, I would grab my coffee, I would do some somatic, some lymphatic drainage routines. I'll do a lot like body bounces. I will move my arms up and down, really get the body, like, I would really get the blood circulation going in my body. I will even stand on an acupuncture mat. There's a lot of reflexology points in your feet, and that helps wake up the body as well. And I'll do deep breathing. I'm telling you, deep breathing is so essential. I will even sometimes start out, before I even get out of bed, I will do like 2 deep breaths just to orient my body. And so I'll be outside with my coffee, I'll be moving around a little bit, getting my circulation going, drinking this, and then I'll right away try to, within an hour, for the sake of my hormones, get some protein going. And then my day starts. And usually this is about in 30, 45 minute window. And I know that that sounds like a lot, because I get it, trust me. Some days I'm like, I just don't have time for it. And then I realize if I don't do it, my body feels it. And I'm gonna tell you the number one thing that has helped me with my nervous system. And it is something that I'm super passionate about as well. And I'm working on coming up with some routines for you and your dogs as well with this. And that is fascia work in the morning, like stretching. I cannot emphasize enough. That helps your nervous system immensely. One of the things I'll do is I'll lay on a foam roller and I will literally just lay there for like 10 minutes, do some deep breathing, and I will hear things crack in my body, man. And it's a good crack, okay? It's not a bad crack. And I'll stand up and then I'll kind of move around a little bit. And it is so helpful because we start out tight, right? Our bodies are always holding stress. And if we can communicate to the fascia and get it to let go, those holding patterns, like I tell people, holding patterns are essentially kind of like those muscle knots in our fascia. And fascia is that connective tissue that is like a spider web. and it holds memory, emotional memory, trauma. And when the body gets stressed, the fascia tightens up. And so in the morning, often overnight from sleeping, our fascia is tightened. And so when we wake up, if we can get that fascia hydrated, it's really key that we hydrate it, because fascia can either be dry or fluid. And often fascia that is tight is dehydrated. And by moving, we can actually rehydrate it. And so that's why stretching and moving around in the morning is so key, because fascia communicates directly to your central nervous system. Like, hey, okay, I'm tight today. We're gonna be in fight or flight. Okay, wait, I'm hydrated, I'm feeling loose, I'm feeling good. Okay, we can be in a ventral vagal state. And so that's the simplest way that I can really put it. I can break that down more in other videos, but that's kind of my routine. I would get up, deep breathing, stretch, move around a little bit, drink my coffee slow, get some protein in, get natural sunlight. So I'm gonna break down some other things in the coming weeks, but if you guys have any specific topics on the central nervous system, let me know.